Ladies and gentlemen, could you please take your seats, please?
Motion. Hot dog.
I'd like to bring us back into order, please. Thank you. The next agenda item is the committee reports, which are in our package. Alderman Lay, I see there's an ABC thing. Is there anything specific there?
Nothing in particular. We met yesterday just to take a look at sales were down a little bit, still a robust month. July should be even better, but still staying fairly steady.
Is there anybody else on the board that has a committee report that they would like to make sure that we know something about it? Okay, we're going to move on to the next agenda item, and that is the manager's report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the board. Two quick things. Yesterday, a few of us, myself, staff, and some of the board and mayor attended with DOT and other representatives the ribbon cutting for the official opening of the Moore Street Bridge at Prices Creek Bridge. So that was good to see yesterday after the destruction of that in PTC 8, and it officially opened to the public today. So we're glad to see that and have that path open now for folks to go through. After Monday's meeting and the board's adoption of the specialty license plate for Southport, those sales will start to the public tomorrow. So you can pre-order your Southport license plate at City Hall or go online and fill out the application and bring it in with your $30 registration fee for regular plates or $60 for customized plates. Those are pre-registrations. We need 500 pre-registrations for us to be able to submit that to the General Assembly for approval and printing by DOT. If you have any questions, please reach out to Cheyenne Ketchum, our public information officer, so we can get those, make those license plate a reality. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
All right, the next is the mayor's comments. I'm bringing these comments to the board's attention that I'll be asking for some stuff in August for you to consider. And one will be, I'll be asking the Board of Aldermen to consider a unified development amendment requiring that all text amendment recommendations be reviewed by the city's attorney's office during the planning board phase. This legal review will ensure compliance with all applicable North Carolina statutes and relevant court rulings prior to the submission to the Board of Aldermen. The legal opinion must be in writing and must be made part of both the official planning board meeting minutes and the specific Board of Aldermen's minutes in which they're considering the text amendment. Because now, in the past, we've had a hard time tracking down who said what when they said it. So that's one that I was thinking of. The next one is, it is essential that we be given, it is essential that attention be given to any UDO or state mandated shot clock deadlines governing planning board reviews. The legal review process must be structured to ensure timely completion so the statutory deadlines are not missed, which would otherwise result in automatic approvals or legal challenges. Additionally, I would request the Board of Aldermen direct the, I'm going to be asking this in August. I'll be asking for you to consider requesting the manager to develop a proposed UDO language explicitly addressing shot clock requirements for planning board actions. Recent events underscore the urgency of this reform. In one case, after the Board of Adjustment lawfully granted a variance to a landowner, the planning board refused to accept the decision. This led to 13 months of unnecessary delays, with the landowner caught in the bureaucratic limbo until two attorneys and the city staff warned the board of a potential civil liability if no decision was rendered. We cannot have um, endless deliberations. We're going to get cut off by the state legislature sooner or later. The reason for these is to make sure that we stay out of civil court. I have counted 5 events in which, if we hadn't made changes, or two of the 5 in which the person who was being involved in this, if they had, because they were nice enough not to sue us, those old things went away. We have to do that. We have to have more training. We have to go and work with all of our boards as to what we have seen and ask for collaboration and how we might fix these problems. But 13 months of, I'm going to use my word, punitive meetings, that cannot happen any longer. On a totally different note, in collaboration with the Mayor Pro Tem, I have engaged the staff of the Rural Planning Organization, that's the transportation unit that we belong to, urging them to work with NCDOT to allow RPO participation in smaller, locally significant infrastructure projects. One such example is the deteriorating culvert under Moore Street at Bonnets Creek, which has collapsed multiple times during storms and remains a serious public safety concern. Currently, the RPO focuses primarily on major regional projects such as the 211 widening. That was an RPO project. However, local projects with high public impact deserve RPO consideration as well. This illustrates why it is vital for the city to fully participate in the RPO. In recent years, participation has been inconsistent and lacking. Yesterday, at the ribbon cutting for the bridge at Prices Creek, we had the good fortune of having all the entities standing there at one time. We had the North Carolina Department of Transportation and Regional Director. We had the Cape Fear RPO Regional Director. We had Southport's Public Works Director, and they all were over to go to have conversations. And I am guardedly optimistic from information that I've heard from the Mayor Pro Tem today that we may have better news coming down the road in the next few weeks or so. So that's all moving forward, and that is because of a collaborative effort of everybody working together and talking to each other and trying to do force multipliers. And with that, Alderman Lay, do you have anything, sir?
Well, to begin with, I'd like to take a moment just to congratulate Chief Drew and everybody that worked on the historic district thing. That's a lot of work. I'd also like to thank all the people that came in and made their voices heard. That makes our life a lot easier. That way we understand where everybody's coming from. So I appreciate that.
Alderman Spencer.
Overwhelmed or glad to see a bunch of our residents coming out to visit us tonight and talk about the issues. We've been visited by people around the communities, but we don't see our local residents in here a lot. So tonight they actually showed up. It was good to see people that I recognize in our community. Thank you, Mayor Sandy Spencer, for showing up. We also had Mayor Joe Hayden here. So this is important. We need y'all to come here. Don't leave us by ourselves. We need the institutional background of Mr. Brown talking about doing this same thing 50 years ago. We need to hear those things. We need to understand how crucial it is now. So thank you. Since you're still here, we appreciate that. Don't know which to do next. We have some issues out there where we're telling people that we need to maintain their properties. We send out violations where we say, you need to cut your yard. You need to keep it clean. You need to do this, you do that. But if we have someone that wants to improve their property, we do not allow them to do that unless they have a building permit. So I'm wondering how we can impose these fines and restrictions on these people and tell them to keep their properties clean, But we don't allow them to maintain them or improve them or bulkhead them or cut trees before a home is built. And it seems like a sort of a catch-22 where we want them to keep it nice, but don't do too much. So I'd like to look into that. I don't quite understand where our policy lays there and where it was created that says no one can improve their property without having a building permit. So I would like to look into that. Everybody wants to protect Southport. And seems like we're just being overburdened with regulation, and the regulation affects the property owners. Lots of times the people that have been here a long time. Creativity, shutters with special characters. I don't want to prevent people from being original around Southport. We've had some original characters. There's a man rode around here with a motorized wheelbarrow before. That's our culture. Diversity, difference, doing whatever you had to do to survive. So regulations are really tough for me to deal with. When we talk about this historic overlay, I'm more concerned about rebuilding things that will survive hurricanes, not put them back to where they're susceptible to be blown down. So I'm afraid to get away from steel and concrete because those are the things that survive hurricanes. And so I don't run to the oldest, I mean, you see these historic homes survive, yes, but I don't know whether I would want to be in one in a hurricane or not. So I'm worried about limiting people and ultimately ended up, maybe they die because we've not let them have a safe structure, more the concern with what it looks like or the material. So I've been here in hurricanes, and there's only a few places that you can go and hide from a hurricane. So, finally, did I say something funny? Okay, thank you. Finally, again, when you live in Southport and you're a part of a community, you get to witness people come and go. And we have lost another Southport native child that I grew up with and grown up in Buddha Howard, who was Mayor Robert Howard's son, had moved back and tried to assimilate back into our community. And we were so excited. And unfortunately, Buddha has is not with us anymore. So I want to say our condolences to Mayor Howard, to Catherine and Robbie Howard as they lay Buddha to rest tomorrow. I think that'll be it for right now. So much, but thanks for coming.
Alderman Kelly.
I just want to say how excited I am that we have the bridge on Moore Street reopened finally. I think DOT did a fabulous job getting to that as quickly as they could. And really the change from a culvert to a bridge there, I think was the right call for Southport moving forward. As the mayor alluded, I've been working with them for some other projects in Southport as well. So once we have firm details on that, I will share that with everyone. But it was nice to reopen that, and I hope the people of Turtlewood feel like they are part of the community once again. Thank you so much.
Alderman Davis.
Tempting as it is to use this microphone, I'm going to pass.
Mark. Okay, Alderman Mosteller.
Thank you, sir. I do have a couple comments. I want to first, before I make my comments, I want to thank Chief Drew for his yeoman's job at the microphone, and staff, thank planning staff and the committee for all of their work with the historic guidelines. And in the words of Blanche Dubois, we cannot be dependent on the kindness of strangers. So thank you. for that. I got a couple of things. One is I want to acknowledge that Kate Marshall, our Animal Protective Services Officer, has turned in her resignation effective August 1st. This is a major loss to our community. 2018 was an important year in our city. The Board of Aldermen adopted a new animal welfare ordinance that marked an end to the old animal control model that had previously existed. And Ms. Marshall was hired as Southport's Animal Protective Services Officer and brought an amazing combination of professionalism and experience to the newly created animal welfare program. As our APS officer, Ms. Marshall was entrusted to create our animal welfare department, and as such is responsible for the implementation and the success of our animal welfare ordinance. Ms. Marshall created a next level animal welfare program. Unfortunately, our animal welfare department was folded into the police department 2 years ago by a temporary city manager that did not live here and did not understand our community values and continually referred to this department as animal control. Animal welfare and animal protective services is important to our citizens, and quite honestly, this is personal for me. I spent almost a year of my life working on the animal welfare ordinance. And this is an important staff member, and their professionalism and experience matters. I want to see the job description before it's posted. I think I've earned that, and I want the discussion regarding reestablishing the animal welfare department outside of the police department to make it onto our agenda as was promised to me in April of this year. And finally, I want to express my deep gratitude for Ms. Marshall's service to the citizens and animals of Southport. Second is I would like to ask planning staff to bring back, we held a public hearing regarding the events at bed and breakfast. We have not come back and deliberated on that. And I know that we all had major concerns about that, but I think we need to consider some kind of clarification that goes in the UDO so it doesn't circle back, and so that there's some clarity within that. So I would like to see that come back and us have a final conversation about that. Thank you.
Okay, I apologize because I missed something. There's a question that came up on Monday and it came up on today. So General Statute 160D 1003 and General Statute 160D 1005 talks about development agreements and who exclusively is in charge and does the development agreements. And it says that the governing body, and this would be the governing body. So when the development agreement was given to the planning board, it was given there for context and not for the planning board to review. Who made the decision about not doing the actual lawyer part is actually the lawyer himself, Tom Terrell, because I spoke to Tom Terrell about this, and he said, no, they do not have any standing to have any review of development agreements. Now, whether people like that is, they need to go back to Raleigh on that part. But we were following the rules as they are supposed to be followed. Well, unfortunately, when Robert asked about, is that the time when you were refused, it was no. So now we have the clarification. That's the issue. It was, we need to, once again, work collaboratively with the planning board. This is not an adversarial environment. This is where we have to make sure that the lines of communications are enhanced and continually enhanced. So with that said, I am going to entertain a motion to go into closed session. Is there a second? Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? We stand in closed session. I will entertain a motion to come out of closed session.
So move.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Not hearing any. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? It's unanimous. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you wanted to talk to me afterwards. Okay, go ahead.
So good evening, Mayor and Board. I just wanted to take a minute since the statement made by Alderman Mosteller about Animal Protective Services, because I feel like a rug has been pulled beneath my feet since this was brought to my attention back during our budget session when it was first discussed by y'all about our APS officer being removed from our police department. Number one, I was approached by the manager at the time, Ms. Therian, about the possibility of bringing Kate under our wing, if you will. And she told me, she said she felt confident I could do this. I too was an animal control officer back then, Ms. Mosteller. Back when I did it, it was animal control. However, that has changed. It is Animal Protective Services. We have carried that title throughout the whole time that she has been under this office. So, and I have had several conversations with our APS officer, and things seem to be going good. So I just received the official copy of her resignation this morning. She did not even come to me. I had to learn this from the manager, which is fine. But I just want all of you to know that since I have taken APS under, it's very passionate to me too, Alderman Mosteller, because I too was on the board, remember, when all that happened in 2018, when APS was under the current police department. I still have the notebook in my office. I looked at it today of all of the scrutiny and all of the horrible things that were brought to light that was going on. So it's very passionate to me. The police department is very passionate to me. Serving this city is very passionate to me. So I just wanted to state that because, again, I was caught off guard tonight by your statements, and I very well respect you. You know that because we served together, and I love the city and everything that y'all do. But I just wanted to state that we embraced APS officers, and Ms. Marshall, she was just day before yesterday. She comes up there routinely. We talk, we laugh, we help each other with calls. So I was taken back when she has submitted her resignation. I think she has done an outstanding job. She has set the tone, the precedents. We have tried to carry that on and will continue to do that. Her job description has not changed. And so it is obvious. I mean, you can grab that, but I just wanted, before y'all left tonight, because the tone that was set before y'all went into closed session, I just don't want the public to come thinking that, oh my goodness, something has happened because APS had been put back under the police department, because to my knowledge, we've not had any discrepancies, any major issues. So I just wanted to let all of you know that, and for the public that will probably listen to this, and I'm sure the media will hear it, I just didn't want it to be cast that there's some kind of a negative light with APS and she's resigned, because I still have not had a discussion. She has not even come to my office. She did meet with our lieutenant this morning for a couple of hours, and we already have in place somebody that's going to start shadowing. We have an internal candidate within the police office that will start shadowing her so we can go ahead and absorb all of her knowledge for the rest of her term with us. I just want y'all to know things are in good hands. We will not miss a beat. And I just wanted to establish that with y'all before you dismiss tonight. So thank you for allowing me to address each of you.
Okay, I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? We stand adjourned. Thank you, everybody.